What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Party on Broad. Our dueling mock draft shows continue. Number 2, for anybody keeping score, I will show it on the big board here. Ryan whooped my ass, as always, 73% to 27%. Got 1 point. I've got 0. What we do here is we do a 7-round mock. I throw it on the YouTube channel for voting and Twitter, of course. And you guys tell us who has the best Eagles mock draft. Joining us, as always, Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA. What's up, Ryan?
Let me take this off. It's kind of heavy. There we go. Yeah, listen. You're right. I'm gonna own this as long as I have the ability to. But man, I consistently, year after year, just whoop your ass.
Yep. So
I don't got much.
we've got Scratchman in the house. We've got
what up?
Too Deaf. That's an awesome name there. But anyway, comment with us, make fun of Ryan's selections, praise mine. Let's get this thing started. We're using PFF. We're using PFF's mock draft simulator, keeping it all down the middle. We haven't done one of these in 2 months, and a lot has changed.
I sure has.
From the Kobe Dean's injury and what that could look like for 2025 and so forth. So we usually go round by round. Let's get it started. I have done 0 prep for this.
Same.
We'll see how this goes. I'm going to just scan how the draft went here. Cam Ward, number 1. Shedeur Sanders, number 2. No surprise there. Abdul Carter, T-Mac going to the Raiders. Nick Scorton to the Panthers. Love that.
Mason Graham going to the Giants early. That's hilarious.
Yep. I like Ibuka going number 11.
Wow. Will
Johnson falling to number 13. What a home run pick by the Dolphins. Jack Sawyer. Wow. We haven't done this in a while.
Wow, he's jumped up, huh?
Big time. Matthew Golden. Interesting. This is fun. Tyler Warren sadly goes to the Steelers. Oh my God. Tyler Warren in Pittsburgh would just be a monster. You know it.
Yeah.
Alec Iomaner to the Rams. That's interesting.
Boy Landon going to the Commanders.
Yep. All right. So I'm on the clock here, sitting at pick number 30. I'm looking at who's available. Sad to see Tyler Warren go. James Pierce Jr. sitting there, but I picked him last time. TJ Sanders is an uber athlete, defensive tackle. Walter Nolan sitting there. That is really interesting.
I actually saw. I forgot who came out with it, but they had us taking Princely Umanmielen.
I like it
with our first round pick, so I was like, can't hate it.
All right, so I am going to go with. I think we always look back at drafts, and the one common denominator with Howie Roseman is the RAS score. He loves RAS scores. Raw Athletic.
Sure does.
And I'm going to go with a guy that I think is going to test through the roof. Shamar Stewart is an edge rusher. What I think Howie will like a lot about him is he's got some inside-out versatility. He's 6'6". He's got super long arms, very raw. He might be one of the biggest boomer bust picks like in the first round. Not a lot of production at Texas A&M, but I think Howie falls in love with him during the draft process. Give me Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, that sounds like a Howie pick for sure. All right, let me switch over to me.
Do it, man.
All right, is this me? This one's me. There we go. And let's hit that. Enter drafts. And we're gonna. Did you have yours on fast or turbo?
I did it like super fast.
Okay, then I will as well. All right, let's start this thing. Travis Hunter goes 1. Let's just do a quick. Cam Ward 2. Tet McMillan to the Giants. I actually really hate that. That would be quite the 1-2 with neighbors. Shedeur Sanders going to the Jets. That's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Warren. Oh wow, Warren 14 to the Colts. You're the guy you just picked, Shamar Stewart, going to the Pack.
Cool.
All right. All right, let's see who I have left here. I listen. You'd be foolish not to love James Pierce Jr. But let me just make sure. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and replace somebody who I think is not going to be on this team next year, and that is in the middle. I'm going to go with Walter Nolan.
Interesting.
I really do love this guy. I know there's a couple of really good edge rushers here, but it is a very deep class in my opinion. And I feel like that might be the move in the second and third rounds here. But the top end talent in the interior is, cannot be missed here. Get yourself another SEC boy to go with, Carter and Jordan Davis, just kind of form a formidable rotation there for years to come. So give me Walter Nolan. Love this dude, honestly.
I'm putting together my like top 50 rankings, and Walter Nolan's in my top 10 prospects.
Yeah, I absolutely love him. So do you just want me to do, since I'm already here, and then we'll switch over to you?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Who did I miss out on? A couple of guys here, obviously. Jade Barron, I really love. Xavier Watts, man, if only you could have fallen. That would have been quite the 1-2 for me. Man. Let's see. Ooh. What are my other picks? 90, 62, and 94. I thought the Eagles had an extra. Oh, that's right.
We've got a lot of picks to go through here, man. I didn't realize we had this many picks.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. You know exactly what I'm thinking right here. I know you do. Listen, as much as I love Trey Harris, I think tight end is the bigger need out of, versus wide receiver 3. So I'm going to go with Harold Fanning Jr. This dude is an absolute stud. If you don't know him, get yourself familiar with him. Literally, you just throw the ball in his general vicinity. The dude is going to come down with it. I've never seen somebody just be as dominant, game in and game out. Give me Harold Fanning Jr., the leader in yards and receptions for tight ends this year in college football. So,
love it. All right,
so we'll switch over to you.
All right, I'm on the clock here, sitting at pick number 62. There's a lot of different routes I could go. I went with an edge in Shamar Stewart. Kyle Kennard sitting there at 44.
It wouldn't be the craziest idea to go edge. I'm just saying.
Big fan of Alfred Collins if you're looking for a run stuffer. Kevin Winston Jr., great athlete there, was hurt for most of 2024. My man Deion Walker is a monster. Lathan Ransom, a guy that I really like a lot. Great size, great tackler, playmaker, safety prospect. I could go a lot of different routes here, but I'm going to go Jahad Campbell and find that replacement for Nakobe Dean. Just add to the rotation. Jahad Campbell, this is more of a value pick. I think he's a solid round 2 prospect, but freakish size, speed, frame combination, drops back into coverage really well. So he's going to really fit fit Vic Fangio's defense to a T. That nickel defense. I'm going to go Jahad Campbell, just pumping guys through that Alabama-Georgia pipeline.
Yeah, no, that's I love that. Although I didn't necessarily love your explanation of replacing the Kobe Dean. Let's not, let's not put him off to slaughter just yet.
Yep.
But again, I do understand your position. Yeah, go ahead with your next pick as well.
All right, so I went edge, then I went linebacker. Do we keep addressing the defense? I don't know.
We have the youngest defense already in the NFL. Why not continue that, right?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to go with Derek Harmon, 6'5" defensive tackle. I also have him as a potential first-round prospect. Another guy that can go inside out. Just loading up on guys that are 6'5" or bigger for the defensive line, which I love.
Yeah, no, that's an absolute monster of a pick. I am now very, very jealous of you.
All right, you're up, man.
All right. Yeah, you did a great job. Although I thought you were going to take Will Howard there. I know how much you love him.
It's so funny. I mean, then I want a guy that fits Jalen Hurts' kind of. I mean, like a Riley Leonard would be kind of interesting because he can fit that RPO offense a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other conversation.
I'm just trying to say. So Trey Harris went to the Colts. Damn it. And honestly, this right here, I think is more damning for me. Is Tate Ratledge. Again, depending on what happens, this offseason, we may be in the need for a right guard. And boy, do I love Tate Ratledge. I think he's a Georgia guy. He plays just with a nasty streak. But sadly, I don't get to pick him. Oh boy. Okay. Oh boy. I'm seeing some people I really like. Oh boy. Oh man. Now it's all right. So the next pick's 132. Okay. You always just hope that like the other guy that you don't pick is the one that falls, and you can take both, and you'll be doing great things. So, all right, I have to do it. I have to take Barrett Carter.
You love him.
I do. I can't help it. The fact of the matter is that I loved him coming out last year. He decided to stay. Listen, you're pairing him with Trot Jr. Again, we don't know how Nakobe Dean's going to come back. We don't know, if we're going to be re-signing Zach Bond. We all would think, but again, we don't know what the future holds. So there may be a great need at linebacker, and Barrett Carter and Trot played together in Clemson, could be the future of our linebacking core. So yeah, I wouldn't hate that at all. Let's say, did any of the people I want fall to me? It doesn't appear so. All right. Okay. And I know, it's funny. You have this plan of like, all right, I gotta get this, I gotta get this, I gotta get this. But then you come to it, and you get these people that get thrown at you, and you're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I cannot. Almost like it hurts your soul to like not take these people. And right now I am between two people, and it's between Denzel Burke, who I really do love as a corner. Again, not a great need. And then Emory Jones Jr., who could be the right tackle of the future to replace Lane Johnson. And the fact that you can get him in round 4, I don't think that's even going to remotely come close to happening. He will never fall that far, in my opinion. But he plays on the right side. He's an absolute mauler for LSU. They had a great pair of bookends there for LSU, and I think Emory Jones kind of gets a little slept on, but again, he plays on the right side, and I think you get a talent that you can get Jeff Stoutland to mold if for at least a year. I mean, look at what he's done when he's given a year to mold somebody. Cam Jurgens? I mean, do we really think Cam Jurgens was going to be an all-pro his first year after Kelsey left? I listen, I think we are all hopeful, but I don't think anybody thought that was going to happen, or at least not too many people. But so I gotta go with Emory Jones. How he loves the trenches, how he loves the constantly making sure that line is filled with all pro. I mean, every single person on that line got all pro votes, which I don't think has ever happened before. So at least since the all pro started. So I'm gonna go with Emory Jones.
Nice.
There to sit a year, maybe two. Who cares? Let Lane Johnson play for as long as he wants, but I assume that they constantly have contact with Lane and about his, desire to play. So I'm sure they have a target kind of year. So that if you see it, then he probably only has 1 year left.
Yeah.
Going to you.
Going to me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm on the clock here. 132. Board did not really fall that well for me. I love your Emory Jones Jr. pick. That's where my head was going as well.
Juice.
Yeah. Could.
He sticks out.
Johnny
Gordon, you love yourself some Ollie Gordon, some potential there. Landon Barton. Jeez, you actually got some all right people.
Upton Stout is a big safety prospect. I like the idea of taking a safety. Wide receiver gives me some pause with how much they really don't use
right
that third wide receiver.
Can't blame you there.
I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take Emory Jones Jr.
Just for the record, I got him at 162.
Okay.
Right? Didn't I?
Yeah.
All
right. All right.
I got him at the 132. Never mind.
Miles Frazier. Interesting. Could look at a guard to replace Mekhi Becton. I hope Becton returns.
Oh, man. I mean, again, I think in this offseason, if you get Bond and Becton to return, I mean, the rest is kind of, just icing on the cake.
I'm going to pump the Iowa tight end pipeline into the Eagles.
Love it.
Roster. Give me Luke Lachey, who's a really good run blocker. That's his floor. But Iowa just pumps these guys, and they usually turn out pretty okay.
Yeah, I was going to say their hit rate is pretty good. Yeah, just go ahead and pump these next two out as well. You might as well, since you're literally right there.
I'm going to go Quincy Riley, a potential outside corner prospect with Darius Slay kind of on his last legs, literally. I think he's the oldest cornerback in the league.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Give me Xavier Nwankpa. This is a home run swing. He was a big-time safety prospect during the preseason. Didn't have that great of a year, but his measurables are off the roof. So this could be a Howie Roseman pick.
Yeah, I like where your head's at.
Sidney Brown has not impressed me that much.
Yeah, that he's definitely kind of taken a step back, sadly. But you never know. I mean, again, he's coming off of quite a major injury, so you never know. It might be one of those things where you need a full year before you start kind of doing your thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Your thing, right?
At this point, forget everybody who I've already taken. But that's okay. I don't need to remember any of that. Let's see.
I think Ty Felton is a really underrated receiver.
I was looking at him when he passed by, but again, you make a really great point as far as that third receiver is just kind of like whatever. Like they really don't like him. But I like Kyron Lacy too.
Yeah, but he's got some major.
That's right. He did. I completely forgot. Wow,
He might not even be drafted. But
yeah, you're 100% right. I completely forgot that was him. For some reason, I had that in my head that it was somebody else, but that is a no-go. Let's see. I do really like you, Luke Lachey. Yeah, I am going to go with Malachi Moore.
Nice.
Kind of in the same mold as kind of, Sydney kind of hasn't impressed me. We need a little bit more out of the safety spot. And listen, this is round 5. I mean, you kind of hope that you can find somebody that, can step up and make an impact. So I think that could easily be him.
Mr. Chef to Dev says not passing up on Kyron Lacy. We don't know about the case yet. That's true, man. We'll see.
True. Yeah. I mean, by the time the draft comes, I would assume that we'll have a little bit more clarity.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that should test out really well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's an absolute freak, but sometimes in the bad way. Man, part of me really wants to just.
You won't double dip on tight end.
I will. That's what I'm thinking. Screw it. I like Mitchell Evans, honestly. I didn't think he would fall this far. I am going to double dip on tight end because, listen, as much as, we all love Calcaterra, it's kind of like the you ever see that movie Little Big League?
Oh, man, it's so good.
Right? when when he gets so excited when the dude finally gets a hit and the other coach is like, that should tell you something. That dude, everybody was like, Calcaterra, like when he made that catch the other week, like everybody was like, oh my God, Calcaterra? Like that told me just like everything I need to know about our tight ends. And listen, I don't trust Dallas Goedert. Everybody, he had himself, an angry run or whatever they call it. And he scored that great touchdown. And when he is on, he is absolutely a talent-wise, a top 5 tight end. But you can't rely on that. And I need people who are going to be here and be available. So I will double dip on tight end. I don't care what any of you people say. And then I am going to go with kind of a diamond in the rough, in my opinion, Antoine Powell-Ryland, who at one point was leading the nation in sacks for Virginia Tech. Kind of had a couple of average games, but he is somebody that can absolutely attack. And I think when you find somebody like that in round 5, again, you kind of can slowly bring him along and add him to the mix. So, but I think he's got the talent there. I think he's going to test really well. I'm a big fan of him. So let me get Powell-Ryland. Why is my thing being all weird there? And then I will take this next one and then pass it off to you. Oh man. Do I do?
Darth Pooh says, good call. Dallas Goedert is a stopgap, not a solution. Brianna says, Eagles won. A little too soon. What's going on, Pup Man? Only critique, fellas. We need a pass rusher And then earlier, I took a pass rusher.
Yeah, you did. And then listen, I took interior guy instead.
That was a great pick. I don't care. Like you go for a guy with the highest ceiling in that situation.
You go exactly. You go for values. You're trying to hit home runs. Listen, I know there's a bunch of great edge early in the draft, and I hope that we're in a position to grab one of them. But just the way that my board fell, it just kind of didn't really make sense.
I am old school. Like, defense should be best up the middle, and if you have a rotation of Jalen Carter and Walter Nolan and Zach Bond and Jordan Davis, oh my God!
Right, exactly. Like you right there, you're not doing shit in the middle. Don't even think about it. In fact, block it out. You're only going on the sides, and oh yeah, by the way, we'll have Quinyon Mitchell and Coop DeJean out there. So good luck.
Pup man, I took Shamar Stewart, who's like a 6'6" edge rusher. We'll recap once we get there.
So this may not be a very popular choice, but I don't. Again, I've never really cared. And I'm going to assume that. Do we have Kenny Pickett another year, or is he free?
No, he'll be here. Yep.
Okay.
All right. He'll be contract-wise. He'll be here, but
right. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Imagine he's moved during the draft.
Trade bait there. So if that is the case, I really do like Jackson Dart. I think he could easily come in, be your 3. You move Tanner McKee up to the number 2 spot since everybody loves him. I think we have a nice quarterback room. Everybody seems to hate Kenny Pickett, so why not replace him with Jackson Dart, and we'll go on from there.
Jackson Dart's a really good fit. I really am intrigued. I was definitely might as well finish it out.
Yeah, listen, you're right. I think out of the quarterbacks this late, he definitely is one of the better fits.
Quarterback factory, man.
Hell yeah,
says trade Pickett and Jalen Hurts. I was waiting for that. It's not a show.
I know.
Jalen Hurts.
Oh my God, you people! Hey, DJ.
Oh, he sucks.
Surprised he's actually there. I'm gonna go with Donovan Edwards.
Okay.
Listen, I can't get enough good running backs behind Saquon, and I think for somebody that late, I think obviously he didn't have the greatest year this year, but I still enjoy him. So you go ahead and we'll do the grades afterwards. Thank you.
Also like the Jackson Dart pick. That's where my head was at as well. That would be a really good day 3 pick.
Yeah. Again, you're taking flyers, so
yep. A guy that can fit that RPO offense.
Yes.
And move around the pocket, get first downs with his legs a little bit. Don't like what's here, but I am always in the belief, when in doubt, just stick with the trenches. Give me Colin Oliver, edge rusher out of Oklahoma State.
It's a good one.
And then I will finish this out with Brant Keithy, tight end out of Utah. I think he's been in college for like 8 years. He's super old. He's like 25.
Really?
But anyway, we need a kicker too. I like that. We might have to do a show on kickers. Who knows?
Oh boy! Oh wow! Look at you! Look at you with the A+.
I think this is the first time ever I have ever gotten pluses back to back.
I know. Good for you. Good on you. What was your final grade there?
Final grade from PFF was an A.
Oh, look at you! All right, mine is. Oh my God! I got the Jackson Dart was my only A+.
The best show of last year was when we did a dueling mock with Rob. Do you remember? And he was like, Rob doesn't do any draft prep.
Dude, that was the most unhinged, off the wall thing we've ever done. He's like, I got a pick of this guy.
All we did was shit talk all of his selections, and at the end, PFF gave him like a B+ or something.
Oh,
Right.
it was so good. Yeah,
It was so funny. That was a great show.
It
All
was.
right.
It was. We'll have to do that again for sure.
All right. So I went size on the D line. Shamar Stewart, 6'6", edge rusher, can go inside, outside. Massive athlete, needs a lot of technique, needs a lot of prep development at the next level. But you look at Nolan Smith. That's what we're talking about, and how he loves his athletes. Jahad Campbell, 3-level at linebacker. He can cover, he can blitz, he can tackle. This was not on the front of my mind, but he was available. So it was more of a value pick. And I think, unfortunately, he would step in with that Nakobe Dean role next year. Get well soon, Nakobe. Derek Harmon, defensive tackle. He could also go on the outside a little bit, kind of be that Milton Williams role, but he's also big, 6'5", 300 pounds. Emory Jones Jr., you also picked, but he's got a ton of tools, a lot of length, a guy that Jeff Stoutland can really develop.
Yeah.
Major steal in day 3 area.
Yeah, the fact that they give it a C is criminal, honestly. There's no way he falls to that. Oh wow, Scorden,
yeah. He's also so yeah. He's also in my top 10 punt man. So I mean that is on a short list of guys that I would love the Eagles to get, but I don't see it happening. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick. Luke Lachey, really good prospect, 6'5", 6'6", high floor kind of dude. Quincy Riley, outside corner prospect. I think a little bit underrated. I've got videos on him that features him on some sleepers to keep an eye out for. Xavier Awankpa, tons of tools, size, length. Just the production hasn't matched his tools for that Iowa. I'm surprised he's declaring, to be honest, because I think he's a junior. I have to check on that.
You're right on that.
Colin Oliver doesn't have a lot of size like Nolan Smith, but he's an edge rusher with good production. And then Brant Keithy, I don't. That was just. I mean,
you double dipped on tight end too.
Yeah. Keithy is a guy that, like, whenever he's on the field, he has tons of production. Just can't stay on it. He's got a huge injury history. It's crazy. He's been in college forever.
Yeah.
Who is the other safety from Iowa?
It's too early to use my brain.
It is. Let me look it up real quick. I'm drawing a blank. Sebastian Castro. He's pretty decent. Not. I mean, maybe day 2. Nothing too crazy. Tight end, I'll take it. Sebastian Castro, he's a good player. He was on my top 10 cornerbacks for sure. All right. Ryan, go through yours.
All right. Let's roll through mine. They did not like me. Apparently, I should have drafted Dylan Gabriel instead of Barrett Carter, because that would have made sense. Listen. So when I certainly could have grabbed James Pierce Jr., and that would have been a great selection in the first round there. But I really like building up a strength, and especially if it's going to be something that you already put a lot of time and resources in, and that's the interior. You have Carter, you have Jordan Davis, Milton Williams is most likely going to be leaving. So you're basically just kind of replacing him with the younger version, cheaper version, and personally, I think a much better version. So that middle just becomes an absolute just monster that no team's going to want to go through. Next up, I grabbed Harold Fanning Jr., who's one of my favorite tight ends. He's my tight end too. This dude absolutely just. All he does is just catch balls. He would be an easy replacement for Dallas Goedert. Again, wanted to grab a linebacker. And I figured, hey, what not better than grab the linebacker that played with Trot Jr. The two of them can then, with Zach Bond, potentially be the future of the linebacking core, depending on what happens with Nakobe Dean and his recovery. I also went Emory Jones. Just a note, I did go with him first. But this is an easy call. This might be the steal of the draft, in my opinion. The fact that he goes round 4, 132. This guy can come in and could start right away. But the fact of the matter is, he is going to sit at least a year, maybe two, under an all-pro line, a Hall of Fame offensive line coach, and learn from Lane Johnson as well. I mean, if this doesn't scream, the same thing with Kelsey and what's his face, I don't know what. Then I moved on and wanted to grab some safety help. Malachi Moore, thought that was good value there as well. Apparently, PFF didn't think so. But we need more out of our safeties. Sidney Brown needs to kind of step up this year. And again, I hope it's more of an injury thing of just needing the full year to kind of recover. Finally, or not finally, next, grabbed another tight end because I love tight ends. This way we don't have to deal with the Calcaterras of the world. Dallas Goedert can kind of, hey, you actually have competition for me. Maybe I should, stay healthy and be on the field. So with Mitchell Evans and Harold Fanning Jr. with Dallas Goedert, your tight end position now becomes one of your absolute strengths. Had to grab an edge, obviously. It just wasn't, outside of the first round, there really wasn't to grab an edge in the way this fell. So I'm hoping that, maybe we grab a free agent edge, maybe a little bit better than the one we grabbed this past offseason. But Antoine Powell-Ryland, I think is great at getting at the quarterback. Like I said, about halfway through the year, he was right there leading college football in sacks, and his pressure rate is up there as well. So I definitely like him. I think that's a great value that late. Next up, my best pick apparently is Jackson Dart. Hey, I think personally, he's one of the quarterbacks that fits our system a little bit better than most, especially when you're looking on later into the draft. As I've said, there's probably a chance that they trade away Kenny Pickett to a team that's needs a starter. Why not have McKee and Dart as your backups and let them kind of battle it out. And then finally, I went with a little running back help. Hopefully, Gainwell's out of here, and Donovan Edwards, and whomever, whether it be my brain is just not working.
It's early.
It's early. The dude from Clemson that we grabbed last year, running back.
Will Shipley?
Will Shipley, thank you. Jeez, my brain just not working today. But yeah, Donovan Edwards, Will Shipley, I think that would be a really good combo for behind Saquon, spelling him a little change of pace, change of direction type with the two of them. So
cool.
There you go. And yes, I do think we pick up a late running back, especially if my favorite player, Kenny Gainwell, is no longer on the team. So,
oh my god, the running back class is ridiculously deep this year. It's very solid. Sucked to see Nick Singleton and Katron Allen go back to Penn State. Those are two guys that were definitely in my top 10. But you look at it's very solid at the top. But after that, there were some really intriguing guys. Ollie Gordon, good value pick there.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee is really solid. RJ Harvey out of UCF, solid. Cam Scadaboo, of course.
Yep.
I
there's
I like him come in, but I think he's more of a day 3 guy. Mike Green would be a really good pick We got a comment from Brandon asking about Mike Green, another edge rusher.
Yeah,
I do think he'll be there. That's definitely a Howie pick as well, given his athleticism. That's definitely a big name to watch. Exciting whites in the running back room.
Oh wow! Yeah. Hey, listen, we're breaking the color barrier. That's what we like to do.
Cam Scadaboo has some of the best YouTube there is. He is. I'm working on my running back video now, and he's in my top 10. He's literally number 10, and his tape is so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Second best. Wow, I like that. That's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
Mike Green's
I like him. I don't know if I'd rank him. I don't think he's second in my rankings. But listen, I don't hate it. I could see it.
Edge is really deep this year. There's a ton of size. A lot of guys that can fit the Philadelphia Eagles there because you want kind of a bigger guy with size next to Nolan Smith, and Mike Green is definitely. What's my edge rankings? I did an edge video, and
gotta update mine. It's been a little.
I did it like 2 months ago, and unfortunately, I didn't have Shamar Stewart and I didn't have Mike Green on there, and those were guys that I really like, and I could easily see going round one.
Yeah, they definitely kind of. I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but I think they rose the rankings for sure a bit ago. So yeah. Let's grab a punter too while we're at it.
I really like Abdul Carter, obviously. Nick Scorton. I think both of those guys are top 10 picks.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm like at this point, I just want a guy like James Pierce Jr. like I would need a guy that's like 6'5", 6'6", that can set an edge. And there's a good amount of offense for the Eagles. They should
and you're absolutely right. Unless some sort of unicorn falls into their lap, it has to be edge. Mm-hmm. Like it is one of our biggest needs. Say if like Tyler Warren happens to fall. Now I still don't think they do it, but again, given the need, I would love to grab Tyler Warren. But again, I still think they go edge. It's so deep. Even at the back end of the first round, Landon Jackson.
Landon Jackson's nice. I love it.
There's so many nice players that we could easily grab. So
Brandon says, where do you see Donovan Ezeraku going? I am a huge fan of his. I've done shorts on him, and he is in my top 10. I think day 2 for sure. He's going to really impress during the draft process. Michael Williams is a beast for Georgia, 6'5".
I could see him being towards the end of round 1. Same with. Listen, I think James Pierce does fall. I don't know if all the way to us, but I don't know. Earlier in the season, I think we were all like, "Oh, this is an easy top 10," and now I don't see it that way. But
I think we could easily see like 5-6 edges in the first round for sure.
Easily.
Pumpman says Tyler can play quarterback.
Jesus God.
Never ends. Only issue. Yeah, Don is not big. He's not big.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, but no, you're absolutely right. I would love, like 6'5" and up edge, and just add to Sweaty J and
James Pierce Jr. is like 6'5".
So
he's not small. Donovan Ezeraku's stats this year are crazy good. All right, that about wraps it up. Let's head out of here and have a good Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. There's something about like the anticipation of like a snowstorm and a big Eagles game. I'm like already on edge. I am on edge.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I agree with you, I'm going to be down there, and I'm a little worried for myself.
You're never getting home.
That's the thing. It's like like there was probably going to be like 10 extra people that were just coming down the tailgate and then going over to Xfinity. They're all bailing, obviously. The fact of the matter is, we're gonna get absolutely snowed in by the time we come back from our cars. So I am bringing not only one of those big brushes to clean up the car, but a shovel. So a good jet. Wow. Listen,
Tell them where you're at,
you're
Ryan.
not wrong. Yeah, listen. Come stop by if you're down there. Usually we're about M5. Try to stay close to the exits there so we can get out of there. But yeah, listen, shoot me. You can always shoot me a DM on X. Let me know where you're at. Grab a beer. Beer's on me. So
Pumpman says it's up to Jalen Hurts. We only win if he plays good. Yeah. I would imagine the Rams try to take out Saquon, and I think it's also up to Kellen Moore to get the ball out fast.
Yes.
Beat that pressure with quick, short passes, slants to AJ, mesh routes, all that fun stuff, play action. We'll see. Rollouts. The offense wasn't exactly pretty last week.
No, it wasn't. And again, I think Moore needs to be better. Hurts needs to be better. No excuses for Hurts specifically now. And there's certainly no excuses for Moore. Take the BS. Like, also, can I just say,
that's not true.
Can we please fix the hiring process? That if your team is still in the playoffs, that you cannot talk to them at all. Like, why would you add that distraction to anybody? I just don't get it. It's so dumb. Like,
it's still not worse than the transfer portal in college football.
Well, you're right. That needs complete reworking. That absolutely needs to be done after the bowl season. And that
players fail. Players literally leave their.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's BS. Like, if you and that should be another rule. If you don't play in your bowl game for outside of like an actual injury, you can't transfer.
Yeah, it's
so hard. So that needs to be something. But anyway, we'll talk about that. Ryan and Kellen's defense. We just hand the ball. I mean, you're not wrong. Hand the ball off. It's going to be a snow game. It's going to be a friggin' blizzard. All I'm seeing is Shady 2.0, but even better,
my God.
Saquon just run for another 200 yards on the Rams. Can you imagine if Saquon does that again? He runs for another 200 yards on the same team 2 freaking times in one season? Like, I would just quit if I was the Rams. That's it. Like, we can't stop the run. Here's a hole right down the middle. Like,
it's gonna be up to the interior offensive line for the Birds. I've said this on multiple shows, but that's where kind of the strength of that Rams defense is. Kobe Turner and that defensive line, Byron Young, they're very solid up the middle, and that's where they're gonna want to generate pressure up the middle with Jalen Hurts. So
absolutely,
we'll see.
And Jared Verse, committed a cardinal sin yesterday and talked shit on Eagles fans. It's not going to be pretty for him. That's all I can say. So,
yep, the Eagles' interior O-line gave up 8 pressures last week against the Packers. The Packers have a great defense. I think the Eagles win by 2 touchdowns. I think we're in good shape. Pumpman says those 2 70-yard runs was a stacked box.
Yeah,
traditional playoff football, running the ball and defense. Brandon, that's the thing is I critique Kellen Moore and stuff, but at the end of the day, I love it. I'm an old school football guy, and it's so great. We don't appreciate it enough. Verse is going to get hell.
He is.
Do you remember that one clip of Verse putting Mayalata on his ass?
Yeah. I do. Yeah. Listen, I things like that happened. He caught him in mid-step and just got him right in the chest and pushed him back, and it happened. But in saying that, he didn't get a sack or anything.
The rest of the game, Mayalata crushed him.
Mayalata did his job even during that play. He made sure he held that guy down and he wasn't getting the Jalen Hurts. So
apparently Jared Verse called Eagles fans annoying.
He went off on them just for no reason other than to be an idiot. So
but Brandon says if
Yeah,
Kellen get a guy known for the run game. Yeah. All right. We're 50 minutes.
Yeah. Let's get the hell out of here. I gotta get prepped for tomorrow. I gotta start packing the car, and then I gotta lay out the 17 layers that I'm gonna be wearing tomorrow.
I can't even imagine. I'll be next to my crock pot and my fireplace with my chips and dip. Like, absolutely not.
That's what I need. I need somebody to bring down like a fire pit.
Yeah, it's gonna
would be good. But,
yeah, that's the problem. Like, apparently, like once the snow hits, like it's gonna get bitter cold, and that snow's going nowhere.
I got these little chargeable hand warmers that I'm bringing down, and I got like 8 gloves and 72 pairs of like underwear. It's gonna be awful.
You just put those like hot pads in like every like crevice you have.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like double up everywhere.
Pretty much.
That's what I would do.
It's gonna be awful. So, but I can't wait. I'm gonna be doing snow angels in the parking lot. And, gonna be drinking lots and lots of beer. So, listen, if you guys are down there, M5, come find me. Yep. You'll see flag with that logo flying ahead, and come find us, and I'll give you a beer.
Yep, I can confirm he will give you a beer. I've been there. It is a blast.
Yeah. Good time.
Guys, make sure you check us out at Eagles Pinpool tomorrow. We'll be doing halftime and post game. Me, Shane. I have no idea who's also joining us. I have to look that up. But it'll be a lot of fun.
It's not me.
I finished the defense of my top 10s, positional rankings for the draft. I put out my defensive tackle yesterday, working on running back probably tomorrow. I'm going to take the rest of the day off. So be on the lookout for that. And then outside of that, running back and O-line. Then I'm done.
Yeah, I got to update my lists. It's been a little while since I've done that. Now that the college football is done on Monday, I'll be able to kind of focus on that. Although still a little hard with the Eagles still going, but I'll get it done.
We have some interesting concepts coming up where Ryan and I play a drinking game with the draft and big board stuff and things like that. So be on the lookout for that. So
should be a lot of fun. So check us out, Party on Broad. If you're not following, the hell are you doing? Get your life together.
He is Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA. I am Deibs, Mr. Crockpot on X. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Oh, and make sure you go vote for who you think had the best mock draft for the Birds. I'll put that out momentarily. He is Ryan. I am Deibs. Stay awesome.